Wunderhübsch. Keine tolle Farbe für die Schlafzimmerwände, aber sie wäre perfekt, um stattdessen bedrohliche Nachrichten an die Wände zu schreiben. Hat zumindest bei Joe Davis funktioniert. Natürlich außer diese 3 Sechsen an seiner Badezimmertür wurden mit echtem Blut geschrieben. Ja. So, schnipp, schnapp.
We need to make some adjustments.
8 Stunden später.
Now this is a dress worthy of the cat widow.
Why don't you admit it was too small for you?
Ha ha, bloody ha. Why don't you just shut up? Whoever wore this dress probably hadn't eaten in years. You'd struggle to get a skeleton into it. This is it. We've got all we need.
Great! Are you going to tell me about the cat widow now?
Yes, it's story time, Mitzi. The legend says there was once a bad man who hated cats. He hated his neighbours too, and his job. And when it rained, he'd curse and smash things. He hated his bald head and his weak, ugly body. He probably hated himself the most, although he would never admit it.
I think I see where this is going.
One day, out of pure hatred for the whole world and everything that lives, he captured a family of cats and drowned them all in the river. That day, the sun turned black and all the birds went silent as the 6 kittens struggled for life. But trapped in a strong canvas bag, they never had a chance. They all died that day. All but one. The mother cat, in a desperate fight to set herself free, by pure luck clawed her way out of the bag and swam to the shore. She lost everything that day, her beautiful children and her proud husband. Her heart crashed into pieces as she watched their limp dead bodies stolen by the current. Running after them, she followed them for days, for as long as she could. Then, eventually, she lost sight of them. She stayed on the bank of the river for a while. The world stopped turning for her, her eyes empty and blind. And then, one day, she slowly slid down the bank and into the cold, dark water. She gave in to it. She let the river take her away too, cover her mouth, her ears, her eyes. But as the water filled her lungs and she started slipping into darkness, there was another strange feeling that burst in her mind like a ball of flames. Anger, rage even. Her last craving, before she drowned, was for revenge, for blood. And so she returned, reborn and changed, a cat widow, veiled in black, mistress of the cats. Her body of a young woman, but her eyes of a cat, and her face, white, rotten, face of a corpse. Those who saw it rarely lived to tell the tale. She would get her revenge on all cat killers and cat torturers. But there was someone she had to see first, someone special, someone she really hated the most. As the evening came, it was strangely quiet in the man's flat. As he lived alone, he usually liked to fill the silence with the sound of radio or TV shows. But that night, he switched them all off, feeling anxious and tired after work.
Alter, die Musik schon wieder. Ich hatte gerade echt Angst, da kommt jetzt so ein Jumpscare.
He tried to sleep, but couldn't. And for once, there wasn't anyone there he could blame for it. As he stared through the window, he kept thinking about how much he hated that view. He liked it once, a long time ago, when his wife was still there and they were happy together. Suddenly, he heard knocking on the door. Some part of him was glad, because that meant he could take it out on whoever decided to bother him.
Sind das jetzt schon wir an der Tür? Ja.
There was nobody there. He almost felt disappointed, but before he turned to walk away, he suddenly noticed something down the hall.
An einer nahegelegenen Wand war der riesige Schatten einer Katze. Er bemerkte den Schatten einer verhüllten Gestalt vor ihm. Der tote Körper einer ausgeweideten Katze hing auf der Heizung. Wird das mit der verhüllten Gestalt nehmen?
He noticed a shadow of a cloaked figure standing ahead. He stopped again. He couldn't believe his eyes.
Jemand hatte Arschloch auf seine Tür geschrieben. Mann, der Schädel einer Katze steckte auf dem Sattel seines Fahrrads. Jemand hatte Katzenmörder auf seine Tür geschrieben.
There was a cat's skull stuck on the seat of his bike.
Achso, ich dachte jetzt ein bisschen frischer.
He had a passion for trains. Although he hated being a train driver, he had always enjoyed watching them move. But now, his train model was moving all on its own. He was absolutely certain he'd left it switched off. And yet, there it was, running at crazy speed. Remote control missing. Something was seriously wrong. And that something had entered his home now too. He hoped he was just imagining things, tired as he was. But there was another surprise waiting for him in his bedroom.
Ich muss sagen, mir gefällt das gerade ein bisschen. Erinnert mich an die Zeit damals, wenn man versucht hat, sich Gruselgeschichten zu erzählen, was meistens ja nicht so gut ging. Oder nicht sehr erfolgreich war. Aber das finde ich gerade sehr angenehm, würde ich nicht sagen, aber spannend, interessant, macht Spaß. Eine riesige, in Blut getränkte Zombie-Katze saß auf seinem Bett. Was? Die Katzenwitwe ist hier, stand überall an der Wand geschrieben.
Cat widow is here, was written all over the wall.
Oh, ich dachte mit Blut wenigstens oder mit roter Farbe. Wie im Traum ging er in die Küche, um etwas zu trinken zu holen. Jetzt bekam er wirklich Angst und entschied sich, die Polizei zu rufen. Nein, im Traum.
As in a dream, he went to the kitchen to get a drink. There was no water. He knew there were valves in the basement that turn it off, but no one's been down there for years. He felt sick. None of this made any sense. And yet, deep down, he knew what he did to the cats was wrong. There was a part of him that almost wanted to be punished. The part he tried so hard to hide. He thought he'd heard something in the corridor. Was there someone there with him? His head was spinning. He felt ambushed, trapped, like an animal. He had to get out of there.
Jetzt bekam er wirklich Angst und entschied sich, die Polizei zu rufen.
Getting really scared now, he decided to call the police. His phone was of no use. The SIM card had been removed, and that wasn't even the worst part. There was a photo of a black cat set as screensaver. He remembered this cat. He'd watched that strange pest control man put it in a cage and into his van. He'd looked at it through the window for a while, then pulled the curtains and went to bed. He stopped, paralyzed. He'd heard something right in front of him. A whisper. More like a purr. She was there, in the dark corner of his living room, waiting. Black veil covering that pale, dead face. And yet, he could almost feel Cat Widow's eyes piercing through him.
Ich habe trotzdem kurz ein bisschen Gänsehaut bekommen, obwohl ich damit gerechnet habe, dass da jetzt irgendwann irgendwo mal eine stehen muss, aber die Katzenwitwe zielte mit einer Schrotflinte auf seine Brust und schoss... Was? Das ist ein bisschen übertrieben, oder? Sie kam näher wie ein Gespenst und lüftete schnell den Schleier.
She came closer, like a ghost, and swiftly removed the veil. She came back for him, to take him to the river, to make him pay for what he'd done. As he looked into her eyes, he could feel the world spinning around him, his knees go weak, his pants suddenly wet around his crotch. As much as he hated life, he didn't want to die either. Inside, he was just a big, stinking coward. And then he fainted. Did you see his face? I knew he'd fall for this.
Yeah, we scared the living shit out of him. Now that's teamwork. Are you sure he won't know it was you, though?
Oh, he probably will, once he's had time to think about what happened. But he's too proud to ever admit he's been beaten by a woman. I know him just about enough to know that.
Let's hope so. I don't want you to get in trouble because of me.
No. That was something I had to do for myself. And I feel much better for it.
The only problem now is that we still haven't found Eye of Adam. Because it definitely isn't Brian. I've searched through his laptop and all I found was a load of porn.
Let's cross him off the list.
Okay. Jetzt wird's dann aber irgendwann eng. Aber der da oben kann das doch nicht sein, oder? Der zockt doch bestimmt nur Computerspiele oder sowas. Gibt's hier vielleicht noch einen Dachboden? Zack. So. So, einmal Steckdose, Verlängerungskabel.
So, who's got windows over this side of the building?
Well, Joe Davis lives right below. I guess we could also check one flat below Joe's. I just hope the cable's long enough.
Let's find out, shall we?
Ah, natürlich. Ist ja auch mein Lieblingsnachbar hier gewesen. Dann müsste das hier sein. Nein, hier war der Opa. Dann war es in der zweiten. Aber dann kann er nicht direkt darunter sein eigentlich. Das muss doch schon ein sehr, sehr langes Kabel. Hier, ich komme hier auch nicht rein. Hä? Hä? Hier waren doch die Morrisons, oder wie sie hießen. Ja, hier ist die leere Wohnung. Sonnige Seite, zumindest okay. Bla bla. Ah, okay. Die leere Wohnung. Check ein. Das war eine sehr, sehr lange Verlängerungsschnur. Verlängerungskabel. So, jetzt nochmal wieder nach oben. Jetzt wieder was machen und dann kommt wieder ein Schreckmoment. Ich habe jetzt schon keine Lust. Der Rabe.
Right. I should be able to use that computer now. Could you give me 5 minutes, Mrs. A?
Sure. Why not? I'll keep an eye on the door.
Und was genau soll das bringen, wenn du die Tür anguckst? Wenn er drin ist, ist er drin.
It's not him either. God damn it.
Welche Wohnung bleibt dann wohl noch? Der Flur.
Well, that means we've checked everyone. We've hit a brick wall. Perhaps I was wrong. Maybe he doesn't live here at all.
I think we need to sleep on it, and we might get some more ideas in the morning. Shall we head back home?
Yeah, I do feel tired. You're right. We need some sleep. Thanks, Susan. It meant a lot that you came with me today.
You're welcome. Errungenschaft
What's
freigeschaltet.
that? A note?
Hm?
What does it say, Mrs. A?
Was Gruseliges.
You will not believe it. Meet me at midnight, both of you. I will wait. Flat 5. Door will be open. Do not fear. Eye of Adam.
5.
Flat 5. That's the old guy. Can't be. It can't be him.
Ich dachte,
I
oder er
guess
ist ein
we'll
sehr
find out
guter
at
Schauspieler.
midnight.
Oder sein Sohn oder
We've
so.
got a few hours until then. Let's get some coffee.
Oh, der Keller. Was genau sollte das jetzt?
It's just you and me, my love. No one will find us here. Stop worrying, Ivy. It will be all right. I will always love you. You know that. I'm gonna make you all better.
Dieses Haus ist die totale Irrenanstalt. Chapter 7. Errungenschaft freigeschaltet. Chapter 6 completed. Den Troll nicht füttern. Kann ich mich bewegen? Nein, kann ich nicht. Warum? Kommen hier lauter so eine Jumpscares oder wie? Na gut, doch nicht. Okay. Mir gefällt gar nicht, wie das Wasser aussieht. Da ist kein einziger Fisch im Aquarium.
Just look at this door. Crazy son of a bitch. That's not gonna stop us. I think there's someone in the kitchen.
Mädchen, der erwartet euch doch. Ich mach mal kurz wieder hier einmal so, zack. Hallo? Nein, 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 nein. Alter! Na! So, jetzt geht's wieder. Das ist immer wegen diesem Overlay. Ich weiß, wie gesagt, nicht, ob man das tatsächlich sehen kann, aber hier so, genau hier neben. Ne, wo ist er hier? Da, genau da. Da ploppt ja immer dieses Steam-Overlay auf. Und das geht dann immer nicht weg. Aber ich weiß halt nicht, ob ich da irgendwie einen Rahmen mache oder ob ich es auf 4x3 schneide, 4:3 schneide. Aber mich stört es trotzdem.
Are you Adam?
Me? No, of course not. I don't have anything to do with all this foolishness. Never have. It's my son.
Ach, ich wusste es.
I've told him time and time again, but he never listens. I've done my best to protect that boy, you know. I'm all he's got left in the world since his mama died, but it just wasn't enough.
Where is he then? Where's Eye of Adam?
He's in his room. Where else would he be? He's always in his room, staring at that screen for as long as he can. Look, I've made up my mind about this. I want to help you. This mess he's in, it's gone too far. I can't be part of this.
What are you talking about?
Oh, you don't understand. He's watching us. Right now, he can see us on his camera. He's very clever with this stuff. I never got my head around it. Just as much as I needed to, I guess. But not a lot.
Give us the key to his room. I want to talk to him.
Look, it's a trap. He knows why you're here, and he will kill you. Both of you. But he will not kill me. He won't dare. All these years, I've looked after him well. He owes me everything. It breaks my heart to do this now. What choice do I have? He left me this. I was supposed to keep it for myself, but I want you to take it. He won't dare to kill his own father, and I won't let 2 innocent lives be lost because of him.
What is it?
Just take the damn thing. There's not much time. Didn't you hear me? He's watching.
Das kann doch nicht gut gehen.
What is it, Mrs. A?
It's a shoebox.
Take it away. Get rid of it. He must see that I don't have it anymore.
Shall we open it?
Ein Schuhkarton aus Pappe. Das geht doch... Gasmaske.
Oh God. Mitzi, we have to get out of here. Quickly. It's a gas mask. He's going to poison us.
Gib ihr die Maske. Du bist unsterblich. Das Aquarium, natürlich. Und er tötet seinen Vater doch.
It's too late.
Shit. Oh, shit. Shit. Shit.
No! Stop that, Adam. You're going to kill your father.
We'll never make it to the door. That room is filling up with gas too quickly. Put the mask on, Mrs. A.
What about you? No, I can't.
You've got to. This is your only chance.
No, I can't let you die. Not like this.
It's my fault that you're here. I'm dying anyway. And you've got to live, Mrs. A. You'll live and you'll be happy again. You've been a great friend, Mrs. A.
Also, klar, ist Gas und so. Und brennt auch ein bisschen, weil ist Säure. Aber das ist irgendwie so ein, weiß ich nicht, 5 Meter langer Raum. So kurz Luft anhalten, alles zumachen und dann ist die Sache erledigt. Also, und ich bin immer noch unsterblich.
No. You've got a date, and I'll make sure you turn up for it.
I can't.
There is no time to argue. I'll be fine. Now.
Aber ich wette, ich bin nicht unsterblich.
Do it!
Sondern nur verrückt. Sacrifice. Errungenschaft freigestellt. Jetzt, da und hier, da hängt er. Sieht man wahrscheinlich. Vielleicht sollte ich den mindestens einmal einblenden. Damit man mir das glaubt.
Mitzi, think of a vegetable.